Every camera release sparks questions, but Nikon's upcoming Z6 IV and Z8 II raise one in particular. Which of these two will ultimately define the future of Nikon's mirrorless lineup? Both models are rumored to carry ambitious upgrades that could reshape their categories. The Z6 IV is expected to push the boundaries of the mid-tier all-rounder, while the Z8 II will aim to build on the professional performance of the already acclaimed Nikon Z8. But here lies the pinpoint. If Nikon positions both too close in capability, will buyers struggle to justify choosing one over the other? Or will Nikon manage to balance these models so that each plays a distinct role in the system? The Z6 series has always been Nikon's middle ground workhorse. It isn't designed to dominate like the Z9 or push extreme resolution like the Z7, but rather to appeal to hybrid creators who want strong stills and capable video without breaking the bank. The Z6 III, launched at around $2,500, gave the line its biggest leap so far with a partially stacked 24-megapixel sensor, fast bursts, and internal 10-bit recording. It transformed the Z6 into a serious hybrid tool, bridging the gap between enthusiast and professional use. Naturally, the Z6 IV will have to build on that reputation, and either refine the hybrid identity further, or risk overextending itself in pursuit of features from higher-end models. The Z8, on the other hand, has been seen as the mini Z9, bringing the flagship's stacked 45.7-megapixel sensor, advanced autofocus, and 8K video into a smaller, lighter body. Released in 2023, the original Z8 gave professionals a more affordable gateway to flagship-level performance. Its early success, however, was shadowed by small recalls and critiques of battery endurance and thermal management. Now, the Z8 II will inherit both the praise and the responsibility. It will need to prove it isn't just a quick patch for early flaws, but a meaningful evolution that makes sense alongside the flagship Z9 II. Together, the Z6 IV and Z8 II represent different lineages, yet their futures may intertwine depending on how far Nikon pushes their boundaries. Performance will be the battleground that defines how these cameras separate themselves. The Z6 IV is rumored to step up dramatically in resolution. Some whispers suggest Nikon may double the megapixel count to 61 megapixels, which would be a staggering increase from the Z6 III's 24-megapixel sensor. Such a move would appeal to landscape and commercial shooters who crave detail, but it risks stepping on the toes of the Z7 line. A more conservative but likely path could be somewhere between 30-megapixel and 33-megapixel, giving creators more room for cropping and larger prints without disrupting Nikon's tier structure. The talk of an experimental 300-megapixel sensor should be taken with heavy skepticism. It simply wouldn't align with the hardware and pricing of a mid-range hybrid camera. What does feel realistic is a pixel shift high-resolution mode, where the camera can output much larger files on a tripod, offering occasional ultra-high detail while keeping everyday workflow manageable. Beyond stills, the Z6 IV is expected to keep video creators in focus. It should deliver oversampled 4K at 60 psi and possibly cropped 120p, paired with improved in-body stabilization, rumored to reach 6 stops. These changes would solidify its identity as a go-to hybrid tool for wedding shooters, YouTubers, and event filmmakers who need reliability in diverse environments. Nikon Z8 II, meanwhile, will lean heavily on raw power and speed. The current Z8 already shoots 8K at 30p, but the next model is expected to double that to 8K at 60p while introducing better thermal design for longer recording sessions. Unlimited 8K capture in a body smaller than the Z9 would be a headline achievement, especially for filmmakers. Oversampled 4K at 120p is also on the table, offering sharper slow motion than the competition. For photographers, the Z8 II could push beyond 20 frames per second, bursts into the realm of 30 frames per second. RAW with full AF and exposure tracking. Pre-burst shooting is another possibility, ensuring action photographers don't miss the crucial moment, even before pressing the shutter. Autofocus itself may see AI-driven refinements, potentially marketed as an advanced evolution of Nikon's 3D tracking, giving it more reliability across low-light and complex scenes. In essence, the Z6 IV will likely evolve into a balanced performer for everyday hybrid work, while the Z8 II will push limits in raw speed, resolution, and endurance. Design refinements may tell us as much about Nikon's strategy as raw performance. The Z6 IV will probably stick with the familiar rugged body, keeping weather sealing and the comfortable ergonomics Nikon is known for. The screen may remain fully articulating, a choice favored by video shooters, even though some still photographers continue to ask for a multi-directional tilt. A higher resolution electronic viewfinder is possible, ensuring a smoother experience for those transitioning from DSLRs. Memory card configuration is unlikely to change drastically, with one CF Express Type B slot and one SDUHS 2 slot remaining the logical compromise for its price tier. The Z8 II, however, is expected to push design upgrades further. A deeper grip may arrive for better handling with telephoto lenses, and the EVF could match or surpass the Z9's sharpness and brightness. The LCD might become brighter for outdoor shooting, and weight reduction through stronger materials such as carbon fiber composites is a possibility. Improved weather sealing could also bring it closer to IP-rated durability. Since overheating and strap lug issues created headaches for the original Z8, Nikon will be extra cautious to avoid repeating those mistakes, which makes thermal improvements and build quality a high priority. Together, both cameras will maintain Nikon's hybrid philosophy but at different scales. The Z6 IV as a flexible do-it-all package, and the Z8 II as a refined powerhouse. The Z6 IV is projected to retail between $2,700 and $3,000, a step up from the Z6 III but still accessible compared to the Z8 line. This price will only feel justified if Nikon can offer meaningful improvements in resolution, stabilization, and video modes without drifting too close to higher-tier models. If priced too aggressively, it risks losing out to discounted Z6 III units, or even the Z7 III if that arrives around the same time. The Z8 II is expected to enter at about $4,500, which would place it firmly above the Z6 IV but still significantly below the Z9's flagship pricing. That positioning is deliberate. It ensures the Z8 II is seen as a value flagship, offering high-end performance without the full flagship cost. The timeline is less certain. Late 2025 is plausible for the Z8 II, though some analysts believe early 2026 is more realistic, particularly if Nikon prioritizes the Z9 II first. The Z6 IV may arrive sooner, perhaps within 2025, aligning with Nikon's typical 2 to 3 year update cycles. The release schedules will matter almost as much as the specs. If both cameras launch too closely together, Nikon risks splitting its audience. But staggering them could allow each model to breathe and find its core buyers. The Nikon Z6 IV and Z8 II represent two very different but equally crucial directions for Nikon's future. The Z6 IV will aim to strengthen its identity as the best balanced hybrid in the mid-tier, offering creators the flexibility to shoot weddings one weekend, landscapes the next, and video content in between. The Z8 II, on the other hand, will target professionals who demand uncompromising performance in resolution, speed, and video quality without the heft or price of the Z9. The real question is whether Nikon can clearly differentiate the two. If the Z6 IV edges too close to the Z8 II in resolution and video capability, it risks blurring the lines. Conversely, if the Z8 II doesn't justify its higher price, professionals may stick with the Z8 or jump directly to the Z9 II. Success will come down to careful segmentation and delivering upgrades that feel meaningful in each category. For now, all we have are expectations and speculation. Yet even in rumor form, one thing is clear. Nikon's next moves with the Z6 IV and Z8 II could define the company's position in the mirrorless race for years to come. Whether the future beast emerges in the form of the versatile Nikon Z6 IV, the powerhouse Z8 II, or both together, Nikon users are preparing for a pivotal moment in the brand's evolution. Now, what do you think? Share in the comments below. Thanks for watching.